Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello, and welcome to our 15 episodes, Nick. We did it. It took us 1 year, 15 episodes.
Well, yeah, that's only like...
More than one a month. I'll take more than one a month.
Yeah.
With me getting married, moving.
Obi almost lost a leg. Not for any reason. I almost ripped it off and beat him with it.
That's his dog.
Yeah.
Not his child.
I mean, he's like my child.
All right. So should have introduced it probably a little bit earlier. So it's 15th episode of our Media Dumb podcast. I'm Dom. This is Nick. Together we're
Nick and Dom.
Nick and Dom.
I was about to bob
And this is our podcast, Media Dump, where basically we just talk about all the media we've consumed over the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes it's not a lot. Sometimes I have to be at my dad's for 5 out of the last 14 days. 13 days, actually, because 14 days, whatever.
Just fucking get on with it, kid.
And sometimes I don't consume a lot. Sometimes I consume a lot. Sometimes he consumes a lot. Sometimes he doesn't consume a lot. What are we talking about? Let's restart.
That took you a lot of words to get nowhere.
Can we restart this?
No, we're leaving this in.
People are going to click away.
I mean, that's up to them.
All right. So usually we go through topics.
Mm-hmm.
And the first topic we talk about is board games.
Why do you say it like a Swedish person?
I don't know. So board games.
Board games.
Who always do you first? We'll do me first. So I played.
What have you played?
War of the Ring again.
Yeah. Did you
played
win?
It with my.
Did you cheat again?
No. Played it with
so
my.
you admit you cheated last time.
Older brother this time. Finally, wanted to play with him. Played with my younger brother. Time before that, played with my older brother this time. Now I got to play with Flynn and Skylo. That's my plan. But one a week. I'm trying to play it or one every pot, so then I can talk about it on the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm. So how'd this time go?
Good. I got to play the bad guys finally.
I thought you've played them before.
Nope. So
really?
I only played the good guys in War of the Ring. War of the Ring is like an epic Lord of the Rings battle. A bunch of minis on a map, kinda. And then it's good guys versus bad guys. And I finally got to play the bad guys. Kind of a mistake for him. Because he was like, Mom, who should I play? Good guys or bad guys? And she was like, good guys. And I was like, and I should have made him play the bad guys because first time you should just play the bad guys. But I honestly kind of just wanted to play the bad guys because I haven't done so. I haven't ever done before. So he was kind of like not lost on the rules, but he was kind of like, ooh.
Yeah,
there's a lot of rules.
There's a lot of stuff that's kind of complicated.
Because the good guys have a lot. They have like 2 different games going on, basically.
Yeah.
They have to move the ring, and that's like a separate thing. And then they also have to move their troops and stuff. And he almost beat me. So the first thing he did was he attacked Moria and defeated it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the first thing I did was I sent troops to attack Gondor from the south.
Mm-hmm.
But then he kept bringing this up, but I feel like I was kind of like, oh, I'm going to win. Like, I already knew I was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just left the South kind of open. Like, I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was about to, like, get the South and win. And then I was like, oh, I probably should have cared a little bit.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I swear, I was just like.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I was like, whatever. I was trying to play, like, really fast. So it's because that's the first thing I did. Then he took Moria. And then I immediately spent a couple of rolls to, I always say this. I've always said whenever I play the bad guys. What I'm going to do is there's like 2 places on the right side of the map, and I was gonna Southrons and Easterlings, and I was gonna put a bunch of people there and attack
just move your way
top
over.
right part, which is what I did. But I started to do that, but I left the bottom like open, and then he like ran to the bottom and he almost killed me. But I was kind of like, I also didn't like really care if he would have won because then he would have won on turn like 3. Yeah, and I was like, that doesn't. I mean, it counts, but it's like I wasn't really trying. Like, I should have went a little bit slower. I was trying to go super, super fast.
Hey, you want to brag a little more?
It's somebody's first time. Just shouldn't be the good guys.
Yeah, because there's a lot to keep track of.
So basically, and you have to kill. So basically, the first thing you're supposed to do is kill Gandalf as fast as you possibly can. Because when he dies, you get another dice.
Yeah, but that's also the thing. Like, if you don't know that strategy and you're playing the good guys.
Yeah, I told him. And he's just like, So if I remember, I'll put this picture in. So I took this picture, I sent it to my little brother, and I said, I think he's fucked.
Jesus.
I had 8 dice with actions, and he had 4. And I was like, I sent it to him, I said, I think he's fucked.
That's crazy.
I had 8 actions, he had 4 actions. So the problem is he tried to kill Gandalf, but he couldn't get him killed.
Yeah.
So there's these 3 Elden Rings there where you, at 3 times during the game, you can choose to turn one of the dices to be whatever you want him to be.
Mm-hmm.
And when I played against my little brother, what I did was like, the first turn I tried to kill Gandalf, didn't kill him. Second turn I tried to kill Gandalf, didn't kill him. And then I just spent one of those things on the second turn just to kill Gandalf. I spent 2 of them to kill Gandalf and get the extra die as fast as I possibly could. Because it's like, would you rather have a Gandalf who has an ability that's pretty good? When you use a card, you get to draw another card. So that's pretty good. But
you got to be going through cards.
What's better, that or having an action to do on every single turn? It's having a free action to do every single turn.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of want to do that, and you know what I mean. So that's what I did. Is I spent my really powerful things to kill Gandalf as fast as I possibly could because you need that dice.
Yeah, it does change the pace once you actually get like another action. Sorry, I just got an update of something.
And then like I could tell, like he was like looking at the rules and he was being like, ooh, he was like, man, I was just hold on. He's just like, man, oh God. Ooh.
Yeah, it does take a bit, honestly.
At your first time, you should really play the bad guys, which I think when I play with like Flynn, Skylar, and anybody else, then I'll just play the good guys. I got to do the bad guys once and I got to win and I felt like I'll kill you. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at one point it was like he knew, like I was like, I'm going to win. Like he knows, like, oh, he's like, you're definitely going to win. So we kept playing a little bit and really we kind of just kept playing so he could get a feel for the game some more.
Yeah.
And he really liked it. He was like, he was like, I definitely want to play this again. He was like, I love like war games. Nick, what are you doing, dude?
Just checking my phone because I got everything on here.
I know. Yeah,
I'm listening.
Check it. And then on Monday, we played the worst case scenario card game. It was kind of fun. Flynn got it for us, and it was like you flip over 5 cards, and they each have a scenario on them, like get hit by a car, go skydiving, your parachute fails, or like get bit by a poisonous snake in the jungle, or trapped in a snowstorm, or other mundane thing. It was like attacked by a swarm of killer bees. It was like go without your phone for a year or whatever. Or it was like never see your family ever again. Yeah. And I was like, one. I probably should say that. And then you
have to organize them,
secretly organize them like 5 through 1, and then everybody else guesses what you're going to organize them. Yeah. In. And so that was kind of fun. I kind of liked that game. For the first 2 turns, me and Skylar. So I went first and Skylar went, and me and him got all 5 both times, and we were like, let's go, best friends, let's go. And you're like, you're hyped when you get all 5, you're hyped, you're like, I know you, like I know you so good. And we also played Dune.
Oh yeah, Dune. What is it, Dune Imperium?
No, just Dune. Or Dune Imperium is a different game.
Okay, because I know Skylar has one of them.
Dune. And Dune is like the movie.
On Arrakis
in the book, I guess. And you're like, oh boy, every player is a different faction, and you're like, I don't know how to describe it. It's you're putting a bunch of troops, and you're attacking, and you're moving the troops along the board, and there's a sandstorm going around the board that you have to try and get away from. And your boy won that one. I won that one.
Nice.
And everybody has one card is like a traitor. And hopefully you want like somebody else's traitor, so you attack them, and then what they do is that you attack each other with a leader, and you reveal it at the same time. So hopefully they have that one. You get one card, so it's like they have that one card that's a leader that you can use. And then that leader like betrays them, and you win that fight. So it got all the way down. So like the last, it was. There's 10 turns, but on the 9th turn, at the very last thing I did is I was like, okay. I was like, so I'm gonna attack Flynn, and if I win, then I win the game. So then I was like, so I had 2. So you have to. There's like 5 spots, 5 fortresses, and you have to control 3 of the fortresses to win. And I was playing as the Harkonnen.
The Harkonnen.
Harkonnen. There. I said Harkonnen, and I was like, that's not right. I was playing as the Harkonnen. The Harkonnen, you get 4 cards of traitors. So I had 1 mine, 1 of Skylar's, and 2 of Flynn's. And Flynn was playing the Bene Gesserit.
Oh, the fuck. Yeah.
And he and so at the very end, we like did the battle. We flipped it, and he was like, okay, and he was like, oh, this does this cast this, and he's like, okay, so I win, and then I just took the card that was his trader, and I threw it on the table. I was like, he was like, okay, so I win. And I went, bam, and it was like, oh shit, like,
that's great.
And it was his last leader, because he was attacking everybody the most, which is not what you're supposed to do as that character, I think.
Yeah.
But he just kept doing it. He was kind of like gonna win. Skylar was about to win, but me and Skylar both attacked her and didn't let her win, and then she was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, I get it.
And I think Flynn might have won that one. I don't think Skylar was winning it, but I think Flynn might have won that one.
Yeah.
But I also think that's not really how you're supposed to play the Bene Gesserit.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is.
But he was doing it good. He was like playing good. And it was the last, like, it's kind of funny because the second to last, we were like fighting, and he had 2 leaders, and I had one of them as a traitor. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take the gamble that he's going to play the leader that I have. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't know this, obviously. Mm-hmm. So he plays it, and then I play mine, and it's not the leader I have. And I was like, fuck. And then he was like, why'd you do that? Like, why'd you attack what was that? And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm dumb. And I was like, I was just really dumb. I don't know what I did. I kind of had a brain fart, and I feel like I played it off. Mm-hmm. And then, like, but honestly, I feel like he should have, like, noticed, like, oh, shit. Yeah. He is one of my, like, huh. And the very end, it was just funny. It was just like, he was like, okay, so I win. And I went, bam.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
Hit him with the whole heart of the cards.
Yeah, basically. So that was cool. But, so I think it's okay. It was a little bit too long, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like best at 6 or whatever, so I would like to play it at 6 someday. Mm-hmm. But Skyla, I don't know if Flynn and Skylar knows this. I don't think Skylar watches this. He should. Fuck you, Skylar. Watch my goddamn videos, dickhead. But Flynn watches it. Skyla hated it.
Oh yeah?
Despised it. She said, this game's stupid. I'm never playing this ever again.
I know that feeling.
I fucking hated this game.
Been there.
She was like, I don't want to play this ever again.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh.
Good for you, Skylar.
It was like, oh, okay. I was like, I thought I kind of liked that. That was okay. Too long, obviously.
Yeah.
But every game's too long. So that's how she hated it. She said, I'm never playing it ever again. I despise this with every fiber of my being. Okay.
Yeah. So when does she want to play again?
Good luck.
What if I bring it over and be like, I want to play?
She might play with like me and you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Me and you and her. Then we could like.
Well, what are you doing Sunday?
Today's Sunday.
Next Sunday, doof.
Date night. I don't know, something.
Yeah, same season.
I'm supposed to play.
I think Saturday.
Double date?
Korean barbecue? We might go Saturday.
All right, Nick, board games.
I took Horrified home.
Took a Horrified home. Horrified's been at my house for a year.
Ages, yeah. We played every single creature, and we lost all but one of the games. The only one we seemed to actually grasp and win was the Invisible Man and the Mummy.
Those are easy.
Kind of. The Mummy's still complex, but how you beat him is what's complex.
How many characters did you play with, though? Just 2 or?
We randomly I think the only one we didn't play with was the Explorer, which allows you to move to like any location.
I meant creatures.
Oh, 2 at a time.
Okay.
So we played.
You're supposed to play with 3, which I was like.
Well, it says for beginners or like first time, and I know Jess didn't. Not that she didn't comprehend the game.
Did she ever play it before?
She hadn't.
Okay.
That's why I was like, let's just pick 2 and we'll go from there. But
how many games did you play? Did you do every combo?
No, we just play. We did.
How many games is that?
We did Dracula and Wolfman. We did Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein.
I like Frankenstein.
It is a nice combo. And the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then we did Mummy and Invisible Man, and that was the only one we won. The Creature from the Black Lagoon wrecked us. I think he killed me turn 1, and then Jess turn 2, and then
how? Because
he was frenzied. So he immediately moved, I think 3 spaces, and then frenzied 3 more spaces, and swung for 2 twice. Okay. Yeah, he wiped me out first turn before I can even pick anything up. But we didn't realize like how he's going to move and some of the spaces. So there's the middle of the board that's water spaces, and he can go from the lagoon out to the bay, and I think there's one space in the middle called the river. He can just get off on one of the bridge spaces.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize that until after we were like, oh wait, he's not supposed to move, this direction. He's supposed to move up off the bridge this way, and immediately just killed a villager because we weren't thinking about it. And the next turn, I think, killed me. So I was
you
like,
got to be thinking. You got to be
immediately down too.
That's the thing. The problem you have to be paying attention.
Oh yeah.
Because you could flip over one card and it's like, oh, he just killed me.
Yeah, he moves 5 spaces and swings for 4.
You just played Horrified a couple times.
Yeah. It was fun, but it every time we got to a point where we're like, oh yeah, we have this one almost done. The creature kills us like 4 times back to back.
It happens.
Yeah. But we played through the whole game. We want to try to get the American cryptid version probably this week because I'm supposed to get paid tomorrow. Yeah. Other than that, pretty much just like that and Mantis. Just quick games in between.
So much Mantis.
Oh, yeah, because it's a 10-minute game.
Yeah. All right, what's your Magic update?
I have...
I know you got an update.
I have every 2-color deck started. I have all of my 1-color decks pretty close to being finished. I'm massaging through like...
Did you say massaging through?
Yeah. I'm like trying to like feel out like what I need in each deck.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that's giving me the most trouble right now is my blue deck because I don't know if I should do more creatures or if I should do more like instants and shit. But I think I might have something playable next podcast. So I might actually have like 2 or 3 decks I can bring. Other than that, I haven't even started working on tricolor decks yet. I got to start thinking about like what I want to do for certain ones because there's a white, black, green deck that I want to build, and I know I don't have enough cards for it, which is kind of scary.
You said you had 6,000 cards.
I mean, like actually white, black, green cards, like multicolored cards. So there's certain like formulas I want to dig into on that specific color combination, just to see like what behavior it has, that syncs with it the best, and find the cards that kind of work in that direction. Because right now I don't have them, but I know they're out there, and I know they're not exactly the most expensive. So I gotta find like 1 or 2 that I can base around the decks. Other than that, I think I might go back to finishing sorting the rest of my cards. So I still have a box of 1,000 I haven't even touched yet. Yeah, it's a slog to get through. Because I organize them by color and then by type. So I'll do like creature, instant, sorcery, and equipment or enchantment. And then I stack all of the combos or the duplicates together. So when you have 1,000 cards to go through, just sorting out the colors is obnoxious, let alone figuring out like how many of this stray cat do I have,
Yeah, the stray cat.
But it's a great card, Honestly, I think I might do a popper deck once I got everything done, just adding more stuff to my list. But other than that, I haven't really touched it. I noticed that the arena, like the mobile version, was giving out free packs just for logging in, so I jumped on that for a bit. Still haven't been able to play like consistently though. Like I'll start a game, play turn 2, and then
I literally haven't played it like past like
it'll just disconnect
2
me.
weeks. So try to play with him like
like
twice
2 or 3 times. It just did not work. So I think there might be something wrong with the update. So I'm gonna hover around their Twitter and see if they put something out.
All right, video games.
I finished the Battle Pass like I said I would.
All
right, the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer Battle Royale Battle Pass.
Jeez.
Just to clarify, it took...
That one, not the other 3.
Yeah, not the other 3. Not the Fortnite Call of Duty Battle Pass for multiplayer Battle Royale. It took surprisingly a lot less time than I thought it would. So I think I might try for this next Battle Pass. Because I have a group of like 5 people I can play with now.
Yeah.
So it might be fun to just give it a shot. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy the new weapons they're putting out, though. So we'll see. But other than that, I'm trying to not play Call of Duty until the next season comes out.
When's the next season come out?
I think the 14th.
Okay.
So just a few more days.
Is that it?
Jumping back into Monster Hunter to get me completely out of the first-person genre. But other than that, no. Nothing else.
All right. I played that Sonic Forces game for like an hour.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. That's like you make like a new character.
Oh, yeah?
And
now
it's
I kind of want to play it.
It was kind of... I like it. I liked it the little bit I played it. But then fell into a little bit of Call of Duty trap. I was playing Call of Duty like every day when I get home from work for like an hour and a half or 2
or 4 or 5 hours. Just playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, so I'm playing some Call of Duty multiplayer. I'm level like 40 something. It's all right.
It's not the greatest thing in the world, but I mean, it is fun to just shoot the shit out of people.
I had one great game on Shipment that
Who
I was
doesn't?
like proud of. I went 52-17.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh wait, never mind. That's the wrong thing I'm looking at. I went 57-23. That's
nice.
close. At one point I went like a 16 kill streak.
Nice.
In Shipment, I was like, wow. I was like, how am I not dead? I was like hiding in the corner. I was like, how am I not dead? And I had like the second highest kills and the least deaths by over 10.
Nice.
So I was kind of proud of that.
Yeah, I was going through the progress, like the progression tab, and it shows all your calling cards. And one of the calling card categories is 3 kills without dying. And apparently, I've done that 1,000 times.
1,000?
1,000.
You've already gotten that many kills? How many? You've
Absolutely.
been playing it a lot. You've been playing
Absolutely.
it a lot.
I'm level, I think like 230. So I've been playing it a bit. And I was looking at it. I was like, I run hardline, so I get a UAV after 3 kills. I've gotten over 1,000 UAVs. I'm like, there's no way.
That's crazy.
There's no way. Sure enough, I looked it up. It says I've gotten over 1,000 of them.
I can't believe you played it that much.
Oh, I've played it a shitload. Yeah, well, there'd be days where I like come home at like 6 and we get off at like midnight. So it's like, oh, we forgot to eat dinner again. Oops.
All right. That's it. Video games.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I just been playing some Call of Duty multiplayer, but not a shitload like this fucking guy.
I'm all fucking over it.
I don't know. So some of these guys are still pissing me the fuck off. I'm playing it. I'm like, just Call of Duty. I'm like, a couple times I'm like, oh my god, fucking kill me.
That flashes so fast, by the way.
What? It's less than a second.
It also won't let you expand on the...
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll probably cut this out.
No, leave it in.
Cut this out.
There you go. I commented on your... Yeah.
All right, movies. Watch any movies?
I have. I just don't remember. They weren't very memorable. I mean, I can pull up my HBO and my Hulu. Oh, I watched the new Jonah Hill Eddie Murphy movie.
You people.
Yeah, I got like 3/4 of the way through it, and as a person who dates a black girl, it is so hard to watch because we're watching it, and Jonah Hill plays just a Jewish guy, a pretty successful Jewish guy, trying to date a Muslim black girl, or her parents are Muslim.
Which he says in the trailer, or in the first couple seconds, he's like, "So do you spend a lot of time in the? What's he saying, in the ghetto? He doesn't say ghetto, right?
Yeah.
Or do you just come down here for a food and woman?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw that and I was like, I can't watch
both?
this movie.
Both? And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I was like, I can't watch this movie. I was like, oh my god.
I felt so bad because as soon as we got to like some of the parts, I was like, man, this just hurts to watch because like
so true.
It absolutely was true, but it's completely one-sided. Like the way his family acted was exactly how my family acted, and I was like, God, this is painful to watch. And then it gets to the other half of things, and Jess was like, yeah, no, my family didn't act like that. I was like, yeah, I feel so fucking terrible. Like, it's atrocious. It's so messed up. But there's nothing I could do about it. It's, But it's one of those things. It's a great movie to watch, though. If you can make it past the cringe, it's a great movie. But it's like a good kind of cringe, you know.
All right. Watch anything else?
I started watching The Thing. I think I fell asleep halfway through it, but it was something to watch, so I threw it on. I'm trying to get into The Godfather, like really.
Movies?
Yeah.
Remember, we're supposed to have a marathon at some point.
I know, but we just never have the time for it.
We will.
I mean, eventually, when your kids are like 14.
No, well, this year. I promise. Promise this year.
Yeah, but we also promised to finish The Pacific like 3 years ago.
We could finish it this year. We could. You just have to stay here later.
You still have my discs?
No, you took them back a hell long ago.
Did I?
Yes.
I know I took Band of Brothers.
Yes.
I think The Pacific is still at your mom's.
No.
Sure.
So trust me, she went through every single thing and none of our stuff is there.
She just okay.
You just have to stay later instead of going home earlier. We could watch an episode once every 2 weeks.
That's like an extra hour.
You ever gonna stay for board games at any point?
I can't.
Yes, you can.
I got shit to do. I have a life to live.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
What are you gonna do when you get home?
I don't know. Find the will to fucking live.
All right.
Sorry, was that too real for you folks?
Any more movies?
Not off the top of my head, no.
All right. I was bored at my dad's sitting there for how long?
Yeah? What'd you watch? Walking Tall again?
No. So I...
Four Brothers?
I didn't want to because I want to watch the extended versions. But Lord of the Rings movies were on Netflix. I just watched some of the really good parts for a couple hours. Like 3 hours. Which I don't want to. I didn't want to because I want to sit and actually watch the extended versions. Which I don't think I've ever done. I didn't realize this.
Yeah, you have.
I think those are the normal versions.
Those absolutely were the extended versions.
Okay, I think I've seen the extended of the first movie.
We stayed up for
No, I fell asleep. I didn't watch any of the second one, and I opened my eyes that the third one was 20 minutes from ending. That's what I remember.
Next time, just stay awake. Just drink more Monster.
Yeah. And then I watched a movie called Jungle.
Yeah.
And it's got Daniel Radcliffe in it. And what?
Go on.
Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm trying to think of the movie.
And it was him and a couple of his buddies go hiking in the Amazon, and then they get lost.
Nice.
So you kind of have to tell okay, so it's a true story about a guy that and his friends went hiking in the Amazon jungle, and then he got lost and spent 17 days in the deep Amazon jungle by himself.
That's dope.
And he lived. His buddy came back for him. So his buddy left. His buddy made it to safety, and then he came back for him 17 days. No more than that, 19 days. 17 days? Whatever it was.
You'll Google it. Just put it right here.
Yeah. Came back for him. And I was like, that's a friend right there.
I guarantee you I would leave you after 4. Or eat you. I would break your leg so I can drag you along, and I would slowly eat you. It's kind of how it would work.
And
or I would feed you to something else so I could eat that so it's not cannibalism.
Yeah. And so that was really cool, but I mean, some of the stuff I didn't like was some of it kind of got a little ooh.
Yeah.
It was in his brain or whatever, and he was like,
oh yeah. That's
he was hallucinating and stuff, and it's that's fine, but to me a lot of that stuff was a little bit boring, I guess.
Yeah. The hallucinating from lack of God knows what, but you probably need it. It's like Swiss Army Man. There's another weird one that was oddly fun to watch.
Whatever it was, 17 days or whatever. Yeah, but it was really cool. And I remember reading about this story years ago and seeing the picture for this and reading the description and thinking, is this the movie about that story? And it was. It's a story that I remember reading a decade ago, years and years ago. And it was that story. That was a really cool story. That's all. And That's it. That's the only movie I really watched. All right, we're on to TV shows.
Yay, TV shows. You go first. I went first last time. You're watching TV?
I finished Keep Breathing. I only had 2 episodes left. I thought it was like 10. It was only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's not what I wanted. And I'm reading afterwards, a lot of people felt the same. I wanted like a survival story. And the entire last episode... Okay, so I wanted a survival story. Some woman trapped in the wilderness by herself. She has to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what it's about. But it's also about her issues with her mom and dad. And a lot of flashbacks with her issues with her mom and dad. And the entire last episode is her like kind of hallucinating and like remembering issues with her mom and dad.
I feel like that's...
The entire last... And I'm like, that's not what I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to watch this woman go through these issues with her mom and dad, which it was kind of interesting, I guess. Her mom was like kind of crazy or whatever, I guess. And
yeah.
But it was just like, that's not what I wanted to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, it does kind of like subvert all your expectation right at the end. Like, way to pull the rug out from underneath you. Yeah. But that's kind of like 127 hours.
Yeah.
Or it's like
I
halfway
through.
through.
I want to watch it though.
Halfway through, he just starts like hallucinating about his family and stuff. It's like
it's because like you have like, what are you gonna do? You know,
yeah,
like out of things to do.
Also, absolutely like completely logical to start hallucinating when you're 127 hours into like, you know, potentially dehydrating, starving, and blood loss. You know, so yeah, it makes sense.
All right.
Any other shows?
I rated
now we're rating it
6.5 out of 10, I guess. It was still like, it wasn't. I don't like regret watching it, but it's just at least the ending like wasn't what the last 2 episodes was a lot of like memories, and it's not really what I wanted. Kind of wanted just a survival story. Especially the last episode, I was like on my phone for the entire. I was like, I didn't care that much, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, let's move on. And then I also finished Gravity Falls.
Nice.
The second season, much better than the first season. The first season was like a classic kids show.
Yeah.
Which is a bunch of random episodes with like kind of some story, and a couple of episodes with some story. Yeah. But the second season, like almost every episode was a story episode.
It progressed, yeah.
Yeah, and like some cool stuff, like a lot of really cool stuff happened. The ending was like really epic. Like,
yeah, I heard it was pretty epic.
The ending was really good. Like
I heard
the last episode or whatever.
I heard the gibberish. I guess mild spoiler. The gibberish Bill says towards the end, if you play it backwards, it's actually coherent. And somebody ripped the audio and actually plays it backwards, and it's like a prophecy. So I think either it was supposed to be like setting up a sideshow or setting up another season they just never decided to do.
It doesn't need. I feel like it doesn't need another season. I did just read something somewhere that I don't know if it was real or not, that they might be doing a 3rd season, which is like, I don't know how I feel about it, because it literally started with the story and wrapped up the story.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you do another one, it'd be like a new story. I would like it if it was like a couple of years later or something like that.
That makes sense.
Instead of just the next year, if it was like 3 years later, they couldn't come back or something like that. Or it's like they couldn't, their parents wouldn't let them come back for 3 years or whatever. And finally they got to come back, and then now like some new stuff is different. Something like that could be good, I think.
Very like all grown up mentality where the problems are totally different.
Yeah, if it was like a couple of years later, if it was like just the next year, I don't know how I would feel about it, because I would feel like it's like basically telling the same story.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need to. But if it was or like 5 years later, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it would make sense.
So I think I would like that.
It's also been a while since it first came out, so I think the people who originally watched it would appreciate something that's a bit more evolved. It doesn't necessarily have to be more mature, but something more complex.
So we'll see if they do that.
Yeah. I mean, who knows with how things are turning out.
Really not. All right.
Yeah.
That's it? Good on TV shows?
Well, I hadn't talked about any of mine.
You didn't. You said go, not okay. I was thinking.
I said you go first.
Well, I was remembering the movies where you kind of went through it and you were like, "That's all I got, nothing."
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking of.
I'm like blazing through Mandalorian right now. I'm all caught up. Nice. It is such a good show. the latest episode has, I guess technically a cameo because they're only in it for like 2 or 3 minutes, but it has a cameo from Jack Black and Lizzo, and they are a surprisingly hilarious combination.
Ed Sheeran in it too?
I don't believe so.
He was in something.
Game of Thrones.
Was he in the Ahsoka trailer or something?
He might have been in the Ahsoka trailer.
I saw a picture of him.
I haven't seen the Ahsoka trailer, so I could be wrong, but I heard he's also in something, yeah. I found out there's a new season of South Park, season 26. Only had 8 episodes. I watched it in one night, and I was pissed off there wasn't more. Apparently, they're supposed to have like 15 more seasons and the 3 more movies.
God damn.
Yeah. They said they're not stopping until Simpsons gets canceled.
Nice.
They want to have one more season than Simpsons.
I'm going to start South Park.
Do it.
That's what I'm going to do.
My
lunch breaks. It'll take me 2 years.
I'll scour through it. It won't take you 2 years. It'll take you like 3 months. The episodes are only like 28 minutes long.
Yeah,
they're pretty short.
I can watch. It'll be less than 10 a week.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I'll go through and kind of like check off the ones you can skip or don't need to watch.
No, I'll just watch all of them.
Well, because some of them, it has nothing to do with any of the characters or the plot. It's just like a shitty episode.
I'll just watch it. It'll take me a while.
Okay. Well, some of them turned me out. Like I skipped the whole season because it was just trash.
Which season?
I don't remember.
Which season? Let's get out there. Go. Come on.
I think it might have been like season 6. I could be wrong, but I think it was season 6.
Maybe the first few.
Even the first like 3 were okay because they were still trying to like get their feet planted before they like started swinging for the fences. And some of the stuff in it, it's like they had to test the waters with what was okay for the just for people watching it, the consumers. And you can see where they kind of like stepped on the gas and where they kind of pumped the brakes on certain things. Like the first episode is pretty weird, but once you've seen the show, it's right up their alley. It's honestly
tame
mild.
In comparison?
Absolutely. I mean, with everything that goes on in that show, I think the craziest thing that happened to the first episode is Cartman has a satellite dish come out of his ass.
Good.
Yeah. And that's the first episode.
I always remember the episode where they shit out of their mouths.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll always remember that. Watching it as a kid, I was like, what the fuck? And then he's just like, Kyle or Stan, he's like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
He like actually shit out his mouth, and everybody's like, what the fuck? He's like, no fucking way. I always remember that.
Because I think he shoved food up his
butt, shit out your mouth.
And then And
then Stan was like, I'll suck your dick if that happens. And then he goes to sue him, and legally he's going to have to suck his dick.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah. Honestly, I think season 10 is the episode, or it has the episode, the World of Warcraft episode. And when you think about it, it's season 10. They're on season 26. Like, I think season 10, in between season 8 and season 11, was when they started doing things digitally. Like, they still had everything cut out, and they were still animating that way. And then they finally started doing things digital when Blizzard helped with the World of Warcraft episode, which is honestly kind of cool that they assisted on that. But
all right, let's keep going.
Well, I have one more thing about South Park,
okay.
just because it's kind of relevant and kind of funny. There's a handful of Chat GPT ads going around because they're trying to push for AI created garbage now. There's a South Park one, which I thought was just a funny like slapstick South Park. They did a trailer or they did an ad or whatever. No, there's a Chat GPT episode, and it was half written by Chat GPT.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until the very end. I was like, that's very fitting, because when you think about like the plot of the episode, it makes a lot of sense that it was AI written. It's coherent, but like a little wonky, but it's still an amazing episode.
All right. Any TV shows other than 8 episodes of South Park?
And Mando. Other than that, no.
All right. Now I got YouTube. Anything new?
YouTube?
Anything
new? No, not really. Same stuff. I found a fake documentary series for video games where they just break down video games as if it was like Animal Planet or like Discovery Channel, like 1 hour documentary. It's great to look at video games a totally different perspective. they break things down far deeper than it ever needs to go, but it is a great change of pace. Like they did the aliens in Halo, the aliens in Destiny, and the monsters in Monster Hunter. And they broke them down to like how they physically can exist and like the environment they have to come from to evolve in such a way. And when you're shooting aliens in the face in those games, you don't really care like what home planet they come from or like what they had to go through to, grow mandibles or have an extra set of arms. But when it's explained from like a documentary side of things, it is incredibly fascinating for no reason.
Yeah.
It's one of my new favorite series. Same with the Monster Hunter thing. It's like they bring it up as if it was like Shark Week, but for fantasy monsters. It's honestly incredibly fascinating to me, and I'm like glued to it. So
what's it called? Shout out.
It's from a few different channels, so there isn't really like a definitive one, but there is like a Monster Hunter ecology like series. So I guess just look up that if you really want to.
All right. One interesting thing I found on YouTube is, did you know Adam Sandler won the Mark Twain Award for whatever?
I didn't know.
It's just like an award given to people who in media or something. Whatever. He won some award. And a bunch of people were there did a little presentation. A bunch of people did jokes and shit. like David Spade and fucking...
Oh, God, I love David Spade.
Yeah, his was pretty good. He said, here, one thing that I think I could say is he was like one time Adam said, he's like, one of my family members died and people wouldn't, nobody called me or nobody wanted to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then Adam calls me. I don't pick up, right? Because I don't really want to talk to anybody. I kind of just want to be depressed. And then he comes over and he like won't leave. So then eventually I let him in and he comes up and he gives me a hug and he whispers in my ear and he goes, depression? Like something like that. I don't do a good Adam Sandler, but that's it.
Yeah.
He goes,
close enough.
And then he was like, and that's what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
One other thing he did that I just thought was funny. He was like, okay, turn off the teleprompter. I just want to speak from my heart for a second, okay? Just want to speak from my heart, okay? All right, turn it back on.
Honestly, he's pretty good at just like
I love David
improving small, like random shit.
It was like David Spade was there, Chris Rock was there, Pete Davidson was there doing jokes.
A roast of Adam Sandler would be nuts.
Ben Stiller, Conan O'Brien. Then Adam Sandler went on for a while, and that was good. I watched those, and I literally watched a couple of the sets like back to back, not back to back, like over and again. Yeah. Oh, and Drew Barrymore and Jennifer Aniston did one together.
Nice.
And it was like they're both like not in love with him, but they were both like better co-star.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Aniston, she's like, yeah, back in the 90s when you guys were 20 years ago when you guys were partners, and she's like, yes, we've been in more movies than you have. She's like, yeah, but we're in movies now, so you're not really in movies now, are you?
Oh man.
It was just really funny.
Oh, that's great.
So that was some good stuff, and I literally watched like multiple. Like looking through my list, I probably watched that David Spade one like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like every day for 4 days straight.
Yeah, he is pretty funny. I want to see some of his older stand-up because he's not really doing much stand-up now.
Yeah. And that's basically what I watched. I went back and watched a couple of old RTAs.
Yeah, funny enough, I found like one or two
AAs.
videos. And I was like, oh, I'll watch this. Yeah.
You don't need to look at the stinking map when you have a compass in your fucking hand.
That's such a great one.
The compass doesn't the compass just point to the bed?
Yeah. I miss those, honestly.
You gotta find it. Go find it. It's gonna be Achievement Hunter animated compass. Look it up.
Animated compass. Animated compass.
You gotta stop saying compass, dude. Compass. That was RTAA compass. Just look that up. All right. That's it. Good YouTube. Good off. All right, books. How you doing on books? I haven't picked a book yet. I gotta listen to a book.
I actually just finished The Minotaur Takes a Cigarette Break.
Oh yeah, you talked about this.
Yeah, it's a great story. There is some cringy things in there, just like, I don't know. People feel like they need to put like cringy shit in everything now. But it is more of like an adult, I guess, mature book. So do with that information what you will. But it didn't end how I thought it was going to. And there was a handful of things in there that like they don't explain until the last like 3 or 4 chapters, which if you know from the beginning, it makes it so much easier to comprehend what's going on. Because the way the Minotaur's treated is he's obviously not normal, but it's not some like incredibly fascinating thing that the literal Minotaur from legend, is just working in a diner. Like, they don't explain that the other myths exist and people know about them. Like,
right.
There's a mirrored glass exhibit of Medusa that's just at a carnival. And they don't explain that until one of the chapters, like, yeah, this guy's, got into an accident because he...
I kind of like that, though.
Yeah, I mean,
like, the world's already... They don't have to establish the world. The world exists. That's like I watched some videos. Like, no,
I'm just turning it, yeah.
There's some videos I see on... actually, real quick, sorry. One thing back to YouTube for a second.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of shorts that are like George Lucas talking about Star Wars or whatever. And he said he thinks like one of the things that made Star Wars special was that he didn't introduce the world. The world just existed and you were in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's totally true. And so like that just reminded me of that. Like he said he was like I don't know if you've seen the clip. It was Mark Hamill just a couple years ago. He said he remembered like telling George Lucas, like when Vader shows up, he's like, shouldn't we cut to somebody being like, oh, that's the Dark Lord of the Sith and he has special powers. Somebody should be saying something. And then he said George Lucas just like, he's black. We got a white background. We'll play some scary music. They'll get it.
Yeah.
And then he was just like,
but it's also that thing.
You're right.
Like,
that's genius. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to show all. You don't have to have that. You could just, you're in the world. There's the world.
You can also tell like the way he presents himself. Like Vader walks around menacingly.
Yeah,
like,
you already know he's menacing.
Yeah.
You know he's menacing. You know he's super powerful. You know that's good. You don't
and
need
honestly,
to know anything else.
when you think about it, it's like, what is a stormtrooper going to say it to another stormtrooper? Like, everyone knows who Vader is.
Yeah, so you don't have to tell people. And
who's going to be like, who's the guy with the cape, And
so that's like good story. And so there's a bunch of that of him. So I've been seeing a lot of those. George Lucas talking about all the Star Wars movies.
It makes sense in that setting where there's obviously like clearly stuff going on. The issue I had with the book was more that they don't explain what out there. Like, is it just the Minotaur? Does that mean everything exists? So it leaves unanswered questions that they never come back around to.
Sequel book?
No. Book came out, I think, in like 2004. I mean, to be fair, look how long it's taken Game of Thrones to come out. But he said the story's already wrapped. Like, there's nothing else to add to it. He accomplished what he wanted to with the Minotaur. So,
all right.
It didn't make sense. But there's a handful of things where if you think about what else could there be, the world wouldn't be shaped the way it is. So he picks and chooses like what myths are real and what myths are just myths, but doesn't explain which ones are which.
Oh, I could see that being a little annoying.
So like there's a Medusa and there's another Minotaur somewhere and there's, a literal god who's on like late night TV. But that's it. Like, you don't know if there's like the Kraken, you don't know if there's like a Pegasus. Like, it would drastically change how things are, but they just don't explain certain things. So it's like, I feel like it might have been a bit of like lazy writing to just, I'll just throw in this legend here so we can like progress the story. Yeah. And then we won't bring it back up. So it was a great book. It just kind of like, there's certain things that I wish would have been probably like explained a bit more thoroughly. But then again, it's like, I'm not going to enjoy every single book I read. So, I would still recommend it to people. So it's a pretty good book in my opinion. I started a different one today though.
What'd you start?
A Good Omen.
While waiting for the bus?
Yeah.
You got 2 hours in?
Oh yeah. A Good Omen, the one they just made a show out of with David Tennant.
Yeah.
I started that one and it's pretty good so far. I'm only 2 hours in, so like a chapter and a half. But I see how they, like, why it's such a good book. And they also have the actors reading their parts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's the dramatized version, so it'll be more entertaining.
Yeah, I gotta listen to it. I gotta find a book. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Find a book I really want to listen to.
Yeah, I think after this, I'm going to get like a mystery or something to keep me entertained.
Oh, maybe I'll get a mystery.
Yeah.
All right. Sports. Kings, 3rd seed.
The Beam Team.
Kings, Warriors.
Didn't they just play?
Yeah, Kings, Warriors. Looking at it right now.
Are they playing right now?
No.
Oh.
No, for the playoffs. Playoffs will start for a little bit.
Gotcha.
That's who we're rooting for, the Kings.
Yep, sure. Canucks won the other night.
I'm rooting for You're not rooting for the Kings?
I said sure.
Kings or Bucks? I like Giannis.
I have the Bucks listed as like my team, but I don't really care if they win, you know? I feel like
the Kings are your team. Bucks are number 2?
I feel like I want the Kings to win because they deserve it more, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But if the Bucks win, it's like, cool, the Bucks won. I just don't want the Lakers or Toronto.
They're not going to win. Don't worry about that.
No, I was just thinking, I was like, what other teams that are
I want the Lakers to win just because LeBron. But I don't like the Lakers, but I want LeBron to win.
I can care less about LeBron.
I was telling my boss, I was just like, just because he's like one of the best of all time, and it's like he's still playing and he's still being really good. Like a couple nights ago, he scored 30 points in like one half.
Yeah.
That's like, and LeBron, he's like 38 and he's on his 20th year.
Yeah.
And he scored 30 points in one half. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And so then, so I just think like he's one of the best of all time. I want to see him do good and I want to see him achieve stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I fucked the Lakers, right?
Yeah, fuck the Lakers. Somebody was saying that I can't be 100% certain on this because I don't pay attention to basketball history that much. But somebody was saying a good portion of Kareem's career, they didn't have a 3-point line.
No, they.
Like it wasn't available for like a portion of his career, so he was making shots that technically weren't giving him points. Not to take anything away from LeBron, but it's like comparing generational athletes is like
the problem is you can't.
Yeah, it's like comparing generational vehicles. Like you put Seabiscuit up against a Mustang. Yeah, they're both meant to go fast, but clearly it's like
you can't. It's just you just can't. The problem is you can't.
There's so much more advancement in one direction. It's like in that time, in that space, they're the best. Now, a time will come when somebody else, jumps forward and takes that position, but you can't compare them side by side.
Yeah. No, you can't. I mean, it's like it should be by position and by era.
Yeah.
Like
I guess that would be an easier way to...
It should be by position and by era.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
You said you didn't get to watch the fights. I figured.
I didn't watch the fight, but I read. I saw a couple clips.
Boy.
How do you say his name?
Israel Adesanya.
Adesanya. Okay.
Yeah.
He won. That knockout. Dude, the guy's got him on the ropes. He's like, clips him. He's like, out.
Yeah. It was great.
Dude, as soon as he hit him, I knew I was like out.
Yeah.
Bam, solid hit on the chin. I was like, done.
Well, if you watch it back, there is a small, very under the radar uppercut that he catches him with that I don't think he saw coming, and that's the one that got him. Because it's a mild, almost no power behind it, but it just hits that right spot, and he didn't know that it was there, so he just walked right into an uppercut, and it dropped him.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw Masvidal retired. That was a sad day. He's been in it for 20 years, though, so, I mean, good for him.
Let him go.
Yeah.
And you know who Kelvin Gastelum is?
Yeah, I know Kelvin Gastelum.
Guy Fieri is his nutritionist.
I no longer like Kelvin Gastelum.
You don't like Guy Fieri?
I'm not a fan.
What? He's just a man living his dreams.
He looked like he got struck by lightning while he was drinking Mountain Dew.
How dare you?
I'm not a fan too much of Gastelum because he needs a nutritionist. He's missed weight so many times.
So he needs a nutritionist?
Yeah. At one point, he missed weight by 10 pounds and was fined, I think, 20% of his fight check, whether he won or lost. And he needed the money, so I think it was Tyron Woodley gave it back to him. And he's like, no, I didn't make weight. So he sent the check to Gastelum's gym. It was like, just take the money.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a great fighter. It's not hate. It's just...
We hate him.
He's an irresponsible fighter. And he came up very quickly, so people gave him a lot of leeway, and that was the issue. But other than that,
were the rest of the fights good?
Oh yeah. I didn't see who won out of the Michelle Waterson fight. The Karate Hottie's back. She's been at it for like 15.
Karate Hottie?
Oh yeah. She's been at it for like 15 years. She's like 5'2", will turn you into a pretzel. She's so hot too. She fought last night in the prelims.
Mm-hmm.
Who else fought?
I don't know.
Junior fought. He lost. That was a sad day. I think it's Rodriguez Jr. He is the youngest debuting fighter in the UFC. His first fight, I think he was 18 and 2 weeks.
Bro.
Yeah, and won by submission. So yeah, he's the youngest victor UFC has ever had, and he's the youngest fighter UFC has ever had.
That's cool.
Yeah, even John Jones.
Who's the youngest loser?
I don't know. I mean, around 18, obviously, but like nobody cares. You know, I think John Jones made champion at 23, but his first fight was at 20. So it's like, even that's incredibly young. You got to think it's like we're pushing 30. There's no way we could do any of that. I know, right? I'll send you a picture I saw the other day.
Did you know? I just heard about this. I saw this video. You know when Conor McGregor attacked that bus?
Yeah.
Apparently, like the day before or whatever. Khabib like slapped Conor's best friend or whatever.
Yep.
And so then Conor was like, "Oh, you're gonna slap my best friend?
Yep.
I'm gonna take 15 of my buddies. We're gonna fly around the world.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go beat the shit out of you."
Yeah.
And then they're attacking the bus, and they're like, "Come on out, we're gonna fuck you up." And then I was like, "Hey, a piece of shit, right? That's a real fucking boy right there, dude."
You know what's even funnier is now those two guys hate each other.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
I think it's Michael Chandler. Apparently he was the one that got Conor into the whiskey business. And when Conor sold his whiskey company, he wanted like 20%. And he's like, "I'm not giving you 20%. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So now I think they're on the fight card. And the winner fights Dustin Poirier. Which will be fun.
I don't care. That's a real G right there, dude.
Yeah, I get it.
That's like my grandpa.
I get it.
When he sent money to a stranger without telling anybody. He got
Oh, you got scammed, that's right.
scammed.
Did they ever figure that out?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Okay.
But that's a real G. I was like, "Let's go, grandpa. Let's go, dude."
Yeah. Just don't get sent to jail and ask
I was
for
like,
bail
I
money,
can't.
'cause he's
I was like, "You
not
can't tell
gonna fall for
Skylar
that
she's gonna
twice.
leave me." And he's like, "All right, I got your back, B. Overnight shipping. Give her
That's
some money.
great.
Let's
That's
go,
great.
grandpa." Okay, let's go. All right, we're good with the fights.
Yeah, I think we're good with sports.
Oh, we got music, podcast, streaming.
Music, nothing new.
Music, nothing new. Podcast.
There is a podcast I'm listening to. I gotta
Streaming. Haven't watched any streaming. Got nothing.
just my regular stuff. Zero. That's
Oh,
about
I've been
it.
listening to some like. This is one playlist. It was like songs that were on your phone in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Which is a great playlist. Cause,
Which I haven't listened to that
boy.
playlist, and it's got some bangers.
I like that you can't say that without giggling. Because you know there's some trash in there that everybody's like, "I remember listening to this song a little too hard."
All right, so we got nothing.
For what? Podcast? Or music?
Music, podcast, streaming.
Music, no. Podcast. There's a new one I'm listening to called Hey Man. It's I don't know if you've heard.
Is it Always Sunny, guys?
No.
Oh.
It is.
I don't know what their podcast is called. I seen some clips. Kind of funny though.
Josh and Jacob Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Those two are hilarious. I love them. They're pretty funny. The podcast is great because it's just a father and a son just like trying to catch up while they're distanced from each other, but also like in the same career together. So when they're not on the road together, they're just chatting about their daily life, and it's nice to hear.
All right. We stand Josh Wolf here.
Yeah.
What was the other guy's name?
His son?
Yeah.
I think it just said James.
I don't know.
Jacob.
I was about to say. I'm pretty sure
It's two J's. I know that.
All right.
Stream is the same stuff.
Yeah.
Copy paste from
you watching that guy?
Yep, that guy.
I don't remember his name.
Zero.
Mm-hmm. Is he good?
He's pretty funny, yeah. He's one of those people who's like a living soundboard, so he just uses all of the catchphrases.
Oh, I forgot about this. I watched 2 episodes. Going back a little bit.
Yeah.
About this.
Back it up.
My dad made us watch 2 episodes of this show called Rabbit Hole.
Oh, no.
It's got a Kiefer Sutherland in it.
Not Kiefer Sutherland.
And he was like, he's got like corporate espionage. That's his game, corporate espionage. And then like somebody betrays him and then kills all of his friends, and then he like runs away to the woods. First 2 episodes. Runs away. It's like 10-episode series or something like that.
Yeah.
And he runs away to the woods, and he's got like kidnaps this like chick who then like helps him. But she's got some secret objective that like we don't know what her secret objective is. She's not like a random person, but
Kiefer Sutherland needs to stop this. Like, stop trying to relive 24 every show.
That's what he just gets hired for.
Yeah, he's typecast, but it's like
dedicate.
You can do it. I know what show you're talking about. You can do it.
Designated Survivor.
Yeah.
And that was pretty different. He didn't do any action in that one.
True, but he was also supposed to be like a politician. So.
God, that first
what
season was
politician
so good.
does their own action scenes?
You just watch the first season there.
I kind of want to. That was a
just
show.
Trust me, just the first season.
Yeah.
It was really good.
You don't like the second season where everybody just dies for no reason?
No, it's the 3rd season where people die for no reason.
Oh, okay. I just remember you bringing it up.
But it's like, don't watch. But like, you can just stop after the 2nd season. You know, after the 1st season. Because so for me, I was like, if I watch the 2nd season, I'm gonna have to watch the 3rd season, which I don't want to watch. So I might as well just watch the 1st season, and it kind of wraps it up. You don't really need to watch anymore.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's what I recommend. I would highly recommend just the 1st season. Also, you can just skip past anything. Almost any time, it's just him and his wife sitting in a room talking. You can skip past all that. Does nothing.
Yeah, is it like Breaking Bad? Never mind, I already made that joke.
Last time, yeah. All right. Indie Game Club.
Indie Game Club.
How'd you enjoy it?
It was basically
just walking.
Like a less exciting version of Gone Home. Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where
it looked nice, but I was bored out of my fucking skull.
I would rather just go watch a sunset on my own than like walk around on a beach. Like, I had to like struggle to just like keep going because I was like, yeah, it's interesting.
I was like, Nick is not having fun right now. I was watching it when Nick is not liking this.
Yeah, it was fine. I'd play it or recommend it to other people, but like, I don't know. If I wanted a story like that, I would just go watch a movie or something.
You just go for a walk.
Exactly. I feel like if I put that on and then just go for a walk, it would be great because I can have my own scenery.
You just just listening to it?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I think I might try that later.
And maybe you would like that more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe you would like appreciate it if you're just walking. Like,
yeah. But I don't know. It always felt like there was supposed to be something more. It felt like they nailed the environment, they nailed the sound, they nailed like the stories, but like it felt like there should have been some interaction with something, but there really wasn't. So I don't know. It felt like it wasn't a finished game.
Maybe.
I mean, it's like a weird way of putting it, but it didn't feel like it was a complete game.
All right. So anybody who's watched this whole entire thing, type down what you thought of it when you played it. It's gonna be nobody, but. All right. So I texted you to pick one for the next one. Did you pick one?
I did indeed. I'm not 100% certain it is an indie game, but we can look.
As long as it's like a really short game, then it could be like.
I don't know if it's a short game.
So you didn't actually pick one.
But it is. I mean, I did, but I don't know how long it is to beat. It's this month's Plus games, or one of this month's Plus games.
I don't know what they are.
I'm pulling them up. It's definitely Tales of Iron. It's definitely not Meet Your Maker. But it's kind of like a side scroller.
9 out of 10.
Blood, gore, and violence kind of game. It has a free expansion as well. So if we like it, we can dig deeper. If not, we won't.
It says 7 hours.
So that's not terribly long.
We could do it We could do it like a 2 episode, like we did before.
Yeah, because I feel like there is an expansion. If it's a good expansion, we can throw that in as well. If not, we can stop at the game. Or like if the game is good.
whatever that other game we did that I didn't like. I didn't really want to play it.
Which one?
I don't remember the fucking.
It wasn't Heavenly Bodies, was it?
No.
The other one? The other one I picked?
The one with the other one with the story.
That's helpful.
It was the puzzle game.
Oh, The Witness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I didn't like it, so I just wanted to stop.
Yeah. I was in a puzzle kick. So it made sense then.
Okay. God damn it. I'm trying to look up if there's missions or levels or something.
Just look up chapters.
There are no levels or upgrading.
So it's probably Limbo, maybe?
Oh, the game, it says it doesn't have it doesn't have any levels or any leveling up.
Well, I watched the trailer they had, and I saw that it was rated in between 8.5 to 9.7. So I was like, yeah, sure, it's a plus game. It's free right now.
All right.
So
we're gonna do Tales of Iron. We're gonna do a two-parter. We're both gonna put in about 5 hours.
Yeah. I might honestly, because I have nothing to play until the new season of Call of Duty, I might just binge it and play the whole thing. But I'll talk about the first half.
I know, but then it's
No. Play at your own leisure.
All right. I'm going to play about 5 hours of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to talk about that next one. And then in the next one, we'll talk about the next 5 hours.
Okay.
That's the plan. All right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, real quick. Let's wrap this up. Let's talk about, did we accomplish the things we wanted to do for the last...
Well, you wrote them
I
down.
put Cities and Nights. Did not get to play that.
Mm-hmm.
You put Carcassonne. Did not get to play that.
Nope.
We both...
My dog almost broke his leg, so I could not afford to get it.
We both said The Money Pit. Did you watch that? I didn't watch it, but I want to.
You said The Money Pit. I was thinking Moneyball. I did watch Moneyball, but it was the day after the podcast, so it's I have it on my phone, so I just watched it during lunch.
All right. Did you watch The Whale finally? You put that
nope.
down too?
Still have to rent it. I'm not doing that.
I put Keep Breathing, finish that. You put Mando, finish that.
Yep.
I put Breakpoint, MW Multi. Did not play Breakpoint at all. My plan is, I keep saying this, but I'm going to try to play it a little bit. But I did play a bunch of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, which I kind of want to play that too. So I'm just going to say both of those, same again. And the Sonic game. Didn't finish this. And I want to play that a little bit.
Which one is it again? Sonic Forces?
Sonic Forces, yeah.
I'm going to look
and you
that
put
up.
DMZ, Monster Hunter.
There.
And you played DMZ and you played a little bit of Monster Hunter.
I finished the Battle Pass.
And we put D-Wrestler. And so we pretty much did almost everything except for the board games.
Yeah.
But the board games are the biggest pain in the ass to do.
Yeah. You also got to have other people. You got to have
that's
time.
the problem.
It's a whole thing.
What are you looking at?
The Sonic game.
It was free on PlayStation. I thought it was called Sonic Forces.
No, I didn't search it. Do I have it?
Sonic Forces.
I did not get it.
What? How? It was free.
It was probably one of those months I just wasn't thinking about it. It looks cool, but I didn't get it.
I'm not gonna pay $20 for it.
Fuck no.
All right, so real quick, let's talk about our plans for next time. Board games. I'm gonna play Star Wars Villainous. I'm trying to play Star Wars Villainous with my wife one more time.
My wife.
And that's all I'm gonna put. Tomorrow we're having a double date game night, which means we're not gonna play anything super special.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of not.
Who is it?
Bit Connie.
Okay.
You met her multiple times.
I think so.
She's at the wedding.
I think so.
All right. Board games? Anything?
Fingers crossed.
One more goddamn time.
I'm gonna say Carcassonne because I get paid tomorrow, and my credit card clears tomorrow. So I might
and you
just
don't have to pay rent for a while.
I got to pay rent on the 15th. My rent's split. But my rent is the cheapest it has ever been, so I might be able to pick it up.
All right.
If I don't have enough money for that, I'm going to do the other Horrified game.
All right. Video games. I'm going to put Breakpoint, MW2 Multi, and Sonic. Oh, God.
The
That's
The other Plus game that came out
Am I gonna have time?
was Sackboy Adventure or something like that. It was a Little Big Planet game. And I think I'm going to just play that and what's it called? The new season of Yeah, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and then when the new season comes out, I'll play Modern Warfare.
All right. Movies. I'm gonna put Money Pit. I'm gonna actually watch it this time. What are you gonna put? Movie. Yeah, pick a movie. Pick a movie.
I was thinking about a movie not too long ago. Come back to me.
Okay. TV shows. I'm gonna put South Park, and I'm gonna find a show to watch.
I thought South Park was the show you're
find an hour long show to watch, and watch at least a couple of episodes. Some sort of show.
What do you have? Do you have like HBO? Do you have Hulu?
I have HBO, Hulu, Netflix.
I have to double check. It might be on Amazon. I doubt it, but it might be. There's a show called From. It's pretty good. Been watching it. I haven't watched in the past.
You didn't mention that in the.
I haven't watched it in like the past 2 or 3 weeks. I'm on episode like 4 or 5. It's a pretty good show because it's kind of like a mystery / horror / like fantasy.
Or.
But I don't recognize any of the actors in it, so I feel like they're trying a little harder to make the show work. So it's a pretty good show called From.
The residents of a small town struggle to find a way out when mysterious unknown forces keep them from leaving. Well, that's been done before, but...
Yes, but it's, I think, like 3 seasons or 2 seasons.
Harold Perrineau. Okay, that guy was in Lost.
Never watched Lost. He was in one of the Matrix movies, if I'm thinking about the right guy.
Never heard of any of these people.
Exactly, right?
Never seen any of those other human beings in my life.
Exactly.
All right. So, TV show?
Probably From. I'll watch a little bit of that. You know, some Mando comes out Wednesday. I think this might be the last episode of the season. Yet? No, we got one more episode of the season.
Okay, and then the last... That's all 4. Yep. That's the main 4. The last is
I might watch Dune for my movie. That's the one I was thinking of. I might watch Dune again because I know the new movie's coming out this year.
November.
And I kind of want to refresh myself.
I think we'll rewatch it near November.
I'll probably rewatch it 3 or 4 more times because that movie is actually really good. I love it.
It was good. A little bit slow sometimes.
But
you can honestly skip past some of the slow points and get to the cool points.
Yeah,
like Lord of the Rings, you could do that.
Once they get to Arrakis, you can kind of like really pick up on the movie.
Yeah.
But I like it. I really like it.
All right. And what was the game called? Iron Tales?
Iron Tales.
Like tail.
No.
Yep.
Is that how it's spelled?
Yep.
No. Tales of Iron. That's
Tales of Iron.
That's what it is. It is. Yeah, okay, fine.
All right. You said movie. You said you movie. Come back to you. We're back to you.
Dune. I just said that.
Oh. I was in the TV show section. I wrote down Dune.
No, I'm watching.
Did you hear they're doing a Harry Potter TV show?
I heard they're doing something like it. Yeah.
They're gonna fuck it up.
Did you hear they're doing a Dune survival game?
Fuck it up. That could work.
Yeah. You play one of the Atreides. I think you might play Paul, but you play one of the people who moved to the planet.
One thing real quick. So I was playing the Harkonnen.
Yeah.
Right. But Skylar, like, handed me the wrong pieces. So you have like literally all the leaders, like their faces are there. Mm-hmm. So he handed me the wrong pieces, and I was like staring at them. And then one of the traders I had in my hand was one of mine, but it wasn't there. And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, am I missing something? Is this like some special thing? Yeah. Is the name different? And I was staring at them, and I was like, Duncan, Idaho. And I was like, I don't remember freaking
Duncan definitely isn't Harkonnen.
What's his face?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Duncan? Duncan is Jason Momoa.
I was like, I don't remember Jason Momoa I thought he was an Atreides. I was like, was he a Harkonnen the whole time? I was like,
that's great.
Was he like on loan from them? And he was like their friend, or was he technically? And I was like, and then I flipped one over and had a different symbol, and I was like, do I have the wrong symbol? And they're like, oh yeah. That was funny. I was just, dude,
that's
and I was
great.
like, I was just staring at Duncan, Idaho, going, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's so confused. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Did you see somebody wants them to do a live action Road to El Dorado?
Let's go.
Because they announced they're doing a live action Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch? Are you sure? Live action Moana.
Well, they did a live action. They did a live action skit, I believe. That was Moana, but they're
doing. No, I think you got it.
We will Google it and put it in the comments. Which one are you looking at?
Oh, okay. There's both.
Okay.
I didn't hear about this one. I heard about the Moana one. So you didn't hear about the Moana one. You heard about this.
I saw there was something, but I heard it was just a skit or a trailer.
Doing a full Moana TV show with or movie. People are like, why? You know,
yeah.
Like it came out less than 10 years ago, and they're doing a live action remake. And
it's supposed to come out next year.
Dwayne is gonna play
Maui.
I
don't know. Maui has hair.
Not in this one.
They might give him a wig.
No. It's
Maui's hair is like part of his character.
Yeah, but now everything's coming out about how Dwayne Johnson is like, I'm the star.
Yeah, he's a piece of garbage.
Fuck all of you, I'm the star.
But it's a kid's show.
I'm a star.
Or a movie, whatever. They might put a wig on him.
What did he fuck up? What just came out that he fucked up?
The Fast series?
No, besides that. What was he just in? Oh, Shazam.
Black Adam.
There you go. I couldn't remember that. He was black, and he totally fucked it up, and everybody was like, this was terrible. It literally didn't tell anything of the story of Black Adam.
It was still a good movie to watch.
You thought it was... Did you watched it?
Yeah.
All I've heard about it is it's terrible. Everybody says it's terrible. Except you're the only person I've ever seen online.
Well, it's because I don't give a shit about...
Okay, there you go.
You know...
Maybe it's good if you don't... But it was like... Somebody was like...
If you want to nitpick it, yeah, there's
somebody
a
was
lot.
like, I bet The Rock just saw the outfit and thought that looked cool and said, I want to play that character. Because it literally told nothing about like the story of him at all. And he refused to let Zachary Levi as Shazam cameo in it, even though they're literally shared story. But he forced them to make Henry Cavill cameo in it.
Yeah. Well, because Henry Cavill was supposed to be Superman again in a movie coming up, not just a cameo. I mean, yeah.
Since when that movie happened, they were like, we're done with all that shit.
Apparently they've been begging him to come back to play Superman, and he said if it happens, it won't. But if it happens, it's not going to be till after he does his Amazon series of Warhammer. Until that's like completely wrapped with at least the seasons he's contracted for. He's not jumping out of anything because Warhammer is the only series he's ever wanted to do more than The Witcher.
And I know a big problem with the Justice League, the reshoots, is that they made him like leave whatever show. Or Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
He legally had to leave doing that show so he could do pickups for this movie that everybody hated all of the scenes that he did anyways. And you could tell that he was wearing a green screen over his mustache because he had to have a mustache contracted for his other movie. And I know he was just so pissed off, like that's so fucking stupid. And they redid the movie and made it much terrible.
Yeah. Well, the Snyder Cut was pretty good because the pickups he had to do was after Mission Impossible, but it was a handful of shots, like one or two of the shots they did. You can clearly tell they just, digitally erased his mustache. But
and everybody hated them. Yep. Okay. No,
it's a whole thing.
Let's move on. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Joke of the fortnight.
Do you know Jess is upset that I won't buy her flowers?
Okay.
I didn't even know she sold flowers.
That's the worst. Here, I got one for you.
Yeah.
What did the left butt cheek say to the right butt cheek?
Go ahead.
If we stick together, we can put a stop to all this shit. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
All right, woman, we're almost done.
You said, what did the left butt cheek say to the right butt cheek? I assumed you were done.
No.
Do you know what they said to each other? If we stick together, we can put a stop to all this shit. Say bye to the people, Skylar. Say bye. Dude, you gotta wave. They can't hear you.
Woman?
She said bye, but whatever. Okay, that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, catchphrase.
I gave you a joke this
catchphrase.
Time. You're asking too much.
Catchphrase.
What the dog doing?
All right, that was a lot of fun, guys. Let's do it again. We'll see you next time in the Chef's Markman.
Barton Fink died.
Who?
Barton Fink.
Chef's Markman signing off. 1212 896712.